You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans, we have got Hope Logan hitting rock bottom this week with nothing left to lose. And that's going to leave her looking for someone to blame and also wanting payback. Is she going to go all out to get it? It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to talk about the possibility that after Steffy fired her and Carter stood by that decision they made, that we could see Hope go dark and turn into a full-on villain. But before we jump in, please click subscribe if you're not following us. Okay, so Steffy just read Hope for filth, cut her line, and fired her again from Forrester Creations. And Brooke tried to stop it, but she's got no power over Ridge, Eric, or Steffy. And then Carter chose to stay at FC with the Forresters instead of siding with Hope, even when she begged him to walk out with her. And then Carter told Hope, "This is my livelihood," but she didn't care. Hope lost it and stormed out. And then Carter followed her home and tried to salvage things, but Hope dumped him and called him another disappointment and another man who betrayed her. But Carter thinks that because their love affair predated the LLC, that him tearing up the papers shouldn't matter to their relationship. But Hope's pushing him away. That should be a huge red flag to Carter that, yes, he was being used for what he could do for Hope, at least to some extent. Maybe not 100% being used, but maybe 50-50. And the other thing is, Carter feels a really strong pull to Daphne, and she's going to make a play for him this week. And if Hope's sticking to her rejection of Carter, you know, the French woman may have him in her arms and in her bed before too long. As it stands now, you know, the first issue is Hope has no career. She's never worked anywhere but Forrester, no college degree. She's not a designer. She's the inspiration for a line and just the brand name on it. That's kind of it. So I'm not sure Hope can whip up a resume with her top skill as nepotism, because my mom was married to and sleeping with the business owner. Not top skills. And on top of the job problem, she's got love life problems. Carter is gone, it seems, and that means he's just one more man to let her down like Liam has done so many times. And then to ice the crap cake she's having this week, something happens that is the last thing that Hope expects. Brooke has always been Hope's rock, the one person who's always got her back. That all changes this week when Brooke goes off on Hope and says, "Until you take responsibility, I got no sympathy for you." Part of this may be Brooke's anger about Ridge not reconciling with her and sticking with Taylor. This week, Brooke basically tells Ridge, now he's back in the CEO seat, it's time to come home and reunite, push Taylor out of the way. I don't think it's happening. So a very frustrated Brooke may lash out at Hope for pushing Carter towards the coup, which Brooke thinks drove Ridge to Taylor, which is pretty accurate. So another part of Brooke's temper fit is that Hope does not think she did anything wrong, even now. She blames Steffy for firing her unfairly, even though the numbers for Hope for the Future were in the toilet. And Hope knew if she didn't pull them up that the line was going to be axed. She was told that more than once by several people, including Carter and Steffy, Ridge, Eric, all that. And now Hope also blames Carter for letting Steffy re-fire her. But as for Hope accepting any responsibility for any of these consequences of stealing Forrester from its owners, that's not happening. Hope still doesn't think she did one thing wrong, which is kind of nuts. Up until now, Brooke has always been able to defend Hope because she tries to be a good girl, even when she falls short sometimes. But ever since Hope kissed Thomas and then climbed into his bed, wrecking her marriage, she's been on a spiral, some sort of, I don't know, evil evolution. And then, you know, she pulled the coup with Carter and was rubbing everything in the Forresters' faces. So she's been getting wilder and making less ethical decisions and has been more unapologetic about it. This is a very different Hope than the Hope from many years ago, the Kim Matula version of Hope. And soon, when Brooke chooses Hope a new one, that could be the moment, the big pivot where she says, screw it. Being good never got me anything. You know that saying, is it Mae West who said, good girls go to heaven, bad girls go everywhere? So Hope may decide, you know what? I'm just going to break bad. We know there's a lot of scenes coming up with Deacon and Hope, who she turns to after Brooke rants at her. And that means Hope's going to be over at Il Giardino with Deacon and Sheila. And that also puts Hope into lunatic Luna's orbit. Possibly Remy's orbit too. That's a whole bunch of villains who all claim that they're redeemed, but I don't know. So if Hope decides to go all out and do bad things for payback, she may be joining this league of villains. We could see people who dislike Steffy, including Sheila, Hope, and Luna, all working together against her. Hope may fully embrace her dark side and team up with all the B&B baddies to get her revenge. I think that would be wicked fun. Daddy Deacon may decide to help Hope punish Brooke for not having her back with the coup and the firing and her split from Carter. I mean, heck, Hope may not want to live in the cabin on Brooke's property anymore. She may take baby Beth and move closer to Deacon and push Brooke aside. If Hope's going full villain, I mean, she needs a lair, right? She may even throw Ridge sticking with Taylor in Brooke's face and tell her she should have accepted Deacon's proposal instead of chasing Ridge, who always waffles back to Taylor. Hope might hit Brooke with a snarky kind of see where that got you sort of thing. And then Sheila and Luna may plot with Hope to get Finn away from Steffy, because that would benefit all of them. Finn's mom and daughter might want to replace Steffy with Hope, because if she was Finn's new gal pal, then he wouldn't be banned from seeing Luna and Sheila, and they might even get to see baby Hayes. I could totally see Hope and Sheila, with some help from Luna, kind of terrorizing Steffy, maybe even pulling Remy into it, him using those internet skills to send Steffy scary text or do some devious photoshopping, not naked stuff like he did with Elektra's deepfakes, but stuff that would make Steffy look sketchy. Maybe like she's around pills again or is getting too close to Liam, that kind of Photoshop stuff. And we'll have to see what they do. And, if Hope does decide to conspire with Luna and Sheila, they could work together, coordinate, carry out revenge missions while making sure that the people that would be suspects had actual alibis, have Remy do a deed or Hope do some deeds, because they might be able to fly under the radar where people would assume it was Luna and Sheila. And I think they could really make something happen. With Hope spending so much time with Deacon soon, this might be the direction things are going in. I would love to see it personally. Let me know in the comments if you would. It might actually be refreshing to see Hope just embrace it and become a full-on baddie, and for Deacon to return to his dark side, but with his daughter in his corner this time. Hope is really the only reason that Deacon tried to be a better man in the first place, and I think it'd be cool to see them all break bad together.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.